Hello, Senior Stoner fans. The real Senior Stoner back at you for your high five duo dab of the day. Today is Monday. Hello, everybody. A rainy day in New Jersey. Well, chronic negativity can literally kill you. Science says that. Ditching moaners and drama queens will not make you happier, but it might make you healthier. I am a drama queen. I'm a bitcher and a moaner. I hope you don't ditch me. But let's think about it this way. We all know that hanging around complainers causes people to catch their negativity. It's just osmosis. Bitching, moaning the way I am, generally drama people, is contagious. But that's not apparently what science has found is the only problem with chronic negativity. It says, and this is studies that have been done, if you spend time with eternally pessimistic people, you might pick up health problems. Now, I know that sounds weird, but did you know that negativity has been conclusively shown in scientific studies to rewire your brain, making it easier to see the bad in the world and in yourself, and harder to see the good. Think about it. Positivity works the same way, in the other way. The more positive you think, the opposite is true. But unfortunately, negative feelings like anger, hostility, even cynicism are terrible for your body. God rest her soul, my sister Nancy, who passed away about 5 years ago, always believed to think negative, that way she'd be happily surprised. I don't subscribe to that, normally. I don't like to do that, even though I'm a whiner and a complainer with what's wrong with me. For 62 of my years, all I did was disregard it and say, I'm fine, I'm going to be okay. Talked about it, but it didn't really affect me. Only recently has it started to really take its toll on me, and I'm convinced that the science is right. That chronic pessimism, chronic negativity really hurts. They say it can kill you. Think about this for a second. Let's go stronger. How about anger? How about people who tick you off? You say commonly they waste your energy, they waste your time, but they take a toll. Higher blood pressure, stress, anxiety, headaches, all kinds of things. And if you have, 1 minute of anger, one 5-minute episode of anger, it can be so stressful that it can suppress your immune system for 6 hours. Think about that. 5 minutes, 6 hours. Heart attacks, strokes. This is all by cardiologists. I've looked into this. So, even distrust, even cynicism. The horrible part about this is that there's truth behind this. Cynical people get heart disease more than less cynical people. Think about it. If you are a negative person and live negativity, you've got to remember that it's catching. I'm trying to listen to my advice here. I'm trying to do what I say to do. Not easy. But the more time you spend negative, and the more time people around you who you care about are exposed to you, it's going to hurt them. Human beings are notoriously empathetic, which means you feel for the other person. You ever hear of the old days they used to say you're having sympathy pains? When people were pregnant, who you love, you're having sympathy pains with them. Hey, if you're in a bad mood, the loved one near you is in a bad mood too. So, what do? How do you ditch the most negative stuff? Do you get rid of all the people in your life who are negative? You can't do that. Well, you try to neutralize the negativity. You try to come back to them in more optimistic tones. You try to leave the situation with an optimistic outlook. There is a lot of complaining that is good for you and good for people. But looking at things that everything's wrong, everything's bad, it's never going to get well, is the opposite of good. We talk about it all the time here, how the pendulum swings both ways. It just does. It swings from the absolute heights of passion and happy to the lows of despair and horror. Okay? But somewhere there's a balance. Okay? And we have to remember what I'm talking about is not just for us, for you. It's for people who you love, for people who you care about, for the people around you. You can't expose them like this. You can't be a constant negative person and expect people around you not to be hurt by it. And by the way, it's killing you. Think about it. You know, I like to fish. I hurt my arm fishing, believe it or not. I can hardly cast. Not the point. The point is I have some love, some stuff I like to do in my life. It's around the corner. It's easy for me. There are things in our lives, even if we live in the pain I do, even if we live in the horror health situations that I'm dealing with, there are positives. What we must do is just like putting a stake in the ground. You must put a stake in the positive, wrap a line around it, and hang on, baby, because the negatives are going to thrash you. They're going to whirl you around like a whirling dervish. But if you have an anchor that's pleasurable, sugar, Mrs. Stoner, she's not here during the day, so it's very hard for me. And when she comes home at night from work at 6 o'clock, I'm wrung out just from being here. Think about those things. Think about cyclical living. Think about my style of Ferris wheel, where you come on the top of that circle and always you're going to come around, and you got two things. You got hope and you got opportunity. Got to use them both. You put your stake in the ground, tie your rope onto it, to the positive thing in your life, and get ready, because life's full of negatives. But be aware. That's the message for today. Be aware of what these things can do to you, what negativity can do to you, what pessimism can do to you. It's not just about, well, I'll feel better about a good thing when it happens. No, I'm sorry, that's not the crux of the issue. The crux of the issue is that if you're looking at it all negative, everything is negative, what is there? So even in the blackest of horror, you can see through that crack. Stake it in, put the rope around it. You're going to flail a little bit, but you and everybody else has something good in their life. You got to look for those things. If it's not really clear and evident, you know what? So be it. Things aren't always clear and evident, but you know what? It's there. So you got to think about it maybe. You got to look for it maybe, but it's there. There's good. There's positive. Even when there are horrible negatives, that is what we have to remember, because negativity can kill you and those you love. This is the Real Senior Stoner. If you enjoyed this video, appreciated the video, please subscribe and send me your comments. I reply to them all. I love them. Thank you again for the 2 years of loyalty and participation and contribution. I hope I help. Cheers, everybody. And have a great day. Stay positive.